Hello guys and gals, and this is part 4 of Mythical Monsters, Legendary Fearsome Creatures. Let me check my queue and see where we are exactly. Okay, looks like the last one we did was Fafnir, so we just need to find Fafnir. But anyways, this is, first of all, it's a book by Scholastic. It says it's by Gerrie, McCall, and Chris McNab. Right there. And it's copyright 2012, I believe. 2011, actually. I can never remember that. And if we look at this, we are right here. We're ready for Futs-Lung. Futs-Lung, which I believe is the dragon. Okay. Here we are. Looks like it should be an oriental dragon, to be honest. They have very long bodies usually, and no wings. Anyways, here is Futs-Lung. Eyes. The dragon's bulging eyes can see into the depths of the earth where his treasure is stored. That's a good place for it. If I were a dragon, I'd hide my treasure underground too. Chin. Hidden beneath his chin is the pearl of wisdom. The pearl grows from within and is a vessel of health. Okay, so that's his chin. So his chin contains a pearl. Okay. Body. It says Futs-Lung can transform himself into any shape he desires or make himself completely invisible. He creates new hills when he bunches his back underground. Okay. Fins. Wow, I do like those fiery fins. The scalloped dorsal fin along the length of his back stabilizes the dragon as he maneuvers through the air, water, and earth at lightning-fast speeds. Okay. Jaws. I think that then I think this is the last one right here. Jaws. Not the shark. It says, Jaws, Futs-Lung's voice is like the jingling of copper pans, banging gongs, or tingling bells, depending upon his mood. His furious roar brings forth earthquakes. Okay. And that's Futs-Lung, and that's his actual size. Wow, he's huge. That guy is tiny compared to him. Okay. We'll look at this picture while I read this. The dragon of hidden treasure that lives deep within the earth is Futs-Lung. He guards all the precious gems and priceless metals in his lair. Futs-Lung possesses a magic pearl that multiplies when touched. Since the pearl represents wisdom, it is considered the most valuable of all his treasures. It takes 3,000 years for Futs-Lung to grow to his terrific adult size. Newly hatched, he looks much like an eel. By 500 years of age, Futs-Lung has grown a head that resembles a carp's. By his 1500th birthday, he will grow a long tail, a head with a thick beard, and 4 stumpy legs with claws. At age 2000, Futs-Lung will have horns. I guess he does have paws or stumpy legs. Okay. In modern-day Hong Kong, there is an apartment complex that is built near a mountain where Futs-Lung lives. The complex was designed with a large gap in the middle so that Futs-Lung's ocean view would remain unobstructed and his goodwill would be maintained. Like most Chinese dragons, Futs-Lung is benevolent until offended. His wrath should not be roused. He must be treated with respect and reverence so he does not unleash his incredible temper. Volcanoes are formed when Futs-Lung bursts from the earth and reports to heaven. Okay, now let's see where in the world this is from. China, I know, but anyways, this will tell us where. It says, right here, where in the world? Futs-Lung is an underworld dragon of China. He is in charge of guarding all the precious metals and gems buried in Earth. Okay. Imperial Chinese dragons have 5 toes, Korean dragons 4, and Japanese dragons 3. Okay. I wonder if that's significant some way. Chinese dragons lay 1 egg at a time. Each dragon egg takes 1,000 years to hatch. The Chinese refer to themselves as descendants of the dragon. Chinese dragons have 117 scales on their serpentine bodies. It was a compliment to refer to someone as dragon face in China. Many founding emperors of dynasties were described as having dragon faces. It was considered a lucky sign indicating their future greatness. Chinese dragons are shapeshifters and can change into the form of a man, shrink themselves down to a mouse, or expand until they fill up the space between heaven and earth. And then there's Futs-Lung making a volcano. Next we have the Gorgon. Just checking. Yeah. Make sure I didn't get more than one page here. The Gorgon. Yeah, I know this one. Otherwise, probably known as... Oh no, Medusa is just one of the most popular Gorgons. The Gorgons were actually immortal, except for Medusa, who was the only mortal Gorgon, I think. I don't know. Okay, let's see what we have here. It says hair. Hissing snakes form a mass of tangled, writhing hair. Ooh. Claws. Bronze claws rip flesh with ease, although they're not often needed. Yeah, well, I mean, when your gaze can turn people to stone, yeah, you don't really need claws. Green, wrinkled skin covers the Gorgon's body. Tongue. Long and slimy, the forked tongue lolls out of the mouth. Yep. Wings. Shiny golden wings rattle as the Gorgon moves around. So I guess they are made of metal. The wings, anyways. Okay, so that's the actual size. Okay. Gorgon is such a hideous sight that one glance is enough to turn onlookers to stone. The Gorgons were not always vile monsters. Once they were beautiful sisters until Medusa offended the goddess Athena by seducing the sea god Poseidon in one of her temples. That's mind-blowing. There's a lot going on in that sentence. Okay. Athena was furious and turned the sisters into hideous creatures. The hero Perseus killed the Gorgon Medusa with the help from the gods and from a highly polished shield. Shield acted like a mirror, which meant he did not have to look directly into Medusa's face. Perseus then used Medusa's severed head to turn his own enemies into statues. Medusa is the only mortal Gorgon. Her name means the cunning one. In some versions of the myth, she is the only one of the 3 who can turn people to stone, but other versions say that all the Gorgon sisters have the power. Steno and Euryale are Medusa's sisters, destined to share her awful fate. Both of these Gorgons are immortal, and in some versions of the myth are slightly less hideous than their sister. The name Steno means the mighty one, and Euryale, the wide roaming one. Crumbling stone statues litter the Gorgon's dreary lair, petrified remains of onlookers who fell victim to the sisters' terrible power. Where in the world? It's like Greece. The ancient Greeks believed the Gorgons lived on the mythical land of the Hyperboreans, beyond the north wind, on the shores of the ocean that encircled the earth. The sources placed the land as being the coast of Russia, Scandinavia, or northeastern Asia. So, okay. According to legend, when Perseus cut off Medusa's head, the winged horse Pegasus and a fully armed warrior named Chrysaor sprung from her body. As Perseus flew back to Greece, drops of Medusa's blood fell into the sea, instantly turning to coral known as Gorgonia. More drops fell on the desert, where they became snakes. Athena gave 2 vials of Gorgon's blood to Asclepius, the founder of Greek medicine. She filled one from the vein on the left of Medusa's body, and the other from the vein on the right. Blood from the left side could raise the dead, while that from the right destroyed life. So, and then that is the Gorgon. We are to page 40 now, and looks like we're to Griffins. Yay! Griffin, also spelled Gryphon, and also, I think that's probably the only ways they're spelled. Wings. Although the male griffin is often described as wingless, the female has wings like a great eagle. In some tales, she flies like a bird, fly like an eagle, but in others, she only takes to the air with short hops while fighting. Okay, hind parts. Okay, the griffin has the back end of a lion, and the hair varies in color from gold to cream with scarlet flecks. You can kind of see that too. The lower half is that of a lion. Talons. It says huge pointed talons as long as antelope horns grow from the toes of the forefeet. These are often said to possess magical powers. I have heard that as well. Like they can reduce... In one of the episodes of the Aladdin animated series, they did need a griffin's toenail in order to reverse a petrification spell. I believe someone had turned to stone and they needed the toenails of a griffin in order to reverse it. Head. The griffin usually has an eagle's head with terrible piercing eyes and a sharp curved beak. Yes. Ears. Early Mesopotamian images show the griffin with a crested head, but in later pictures it has feathered, pointed ears. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, let's see here. We are going to... Okay, that is one big griffin. These Fearsome... Oh, here. We're going to look at this griffin tear apart a horse. Okay, that's not something I really want to see, but oh well. The ferocious mythical beast has the head, wings, and forelegs of an eagle, and the hind parts, the hind quarters rather, of a lion. Given to attacking other animals at will, it is also said to tear up humans on sight, and its slashing claws and tear up humans on sight with its slashing claws and tearing beak. The griffin is a colossally powerful predator that can carry off a yoke of oxen in its claws. In some medieval accounts, it is stronger than 8 lions and 100 eagles. It also hoards gold and emeralds, fiercely attacking anyone who tries to steal from its nest. Okay. It says, many griffins were said to live in the ancient land of Scythia, north of the Black Sea, an area rich in gold and jewels. Digging up these treasures with their claws, they used them to line their nests. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Okay, we're going to just say it's Arimaspians. One of these riches, too, and often rode on horseback into battle with the griffins. As a result, the griffins attacked horses whenever they could, gripping with their scythe-like claws and hacking in with its hooked bill, leaving terrible bloody wounds. Ooh. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Okay, where in the world? Yeah, okay, we're going to look at the map here. Griffins were thought to live in various parts of the Near and Middle East, from Egypt, Greece, and Turkey to Syria, Iraq, Iran, and Armenia. There was also strongly associated with India and southern parts of the former Soviet Union. Artifacts from ancient Greece sometimes show the griffin with a mane of tightly coiled curls. One Norse legend tells of Prince Hagen, who was carried away to a griffin's nest. Fortunately, he found a suit of armor and managed to kill the young griffins as they attacked. The female griffin lays eggs like those of an eagle. Okay, that's good. Okay, next we are to... I really wish this had a pronunciation table, but we're going to try this. This is Hatuibwari. We're going to say Hatuibwari. Head. 4 eyes indicate Hatuibwari is wise and all-seeing. Okay, so yeah, he has 4 eyes. You should think of that next time you call somebody 4 eyes that has glasses. Because it's 4 eyes means you're wise. Okay, wings. Hatuibwari's wings carry him back and forth between the sky and the mountaintop where he lives. Since he has no legs, strong winds are necessary to allow him to hover. Okay, so he rides on the wind. Got it. Body. The serpentine shape of Hatuibwari's torso cuts down on wind resistance and is perfect for darting through the sky. It is also an advantageous design for swimming rapidly through seas. So he isn't limited to the sky or the ground. He also swims. Hands. The great clawed hands carefully shaped the first man and woman in Melanesia from clay. Melanesia. Okay. Sounds like a skin disease. Anyways, that's the size. And we're going to say, oh wow, looks like somebody's killing him. On San Cristobal Island, Cristobal being Spanish for Christopher, I think, and San being saint, so the St. Christopher Island in Melanesia, the ancient belief is that the dragon Hatuibwari created and nourished all living things. He is the male version of Mother Earth, with a body that is half human and half snake. 2 enormous wings carry him through the sky, and 4 eyes allow him to see everything under the sun. Hatuibwari rolls red clay in his hands, breathes on it, and forms the shape of a human. He places the clay figure in the sun, and it comes to life as the first woman. Later, while the first woman is asleep, Hatuibwari takes a rib from her side, adds more clay, and creates the first man. Now, this is the opposite of the Christian creation myth, the legend story. Because in that one, God created the first man, took his rib, and created woman. This one, they started out with the woman. Hatuibwari put her to sleep and then took her rib and formed the man. That's really fascinating. Okay, let's see. It says down here. One day, Hatuibwari coils around his human grandson to comfort him. The child's father comes home and mistakes Hatuibwari for an enormous serpent, squeezing the life from his child. The frightened father does not recognize the dragon spirit as his father-in-law, and cuts Hatuibwari to pieces with a knife. The pieces unite again at once. Angry and offended, Hatuibwari announces that he is leaving and will cause the people's crops to fail. Hatuibwari departs to live on Guadalcanal Island, and everything deteriorates in his absence. Now, where in the world? The Hatuibwari lives in the sky and on sacred mountaintops in San Cristobal and Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands, Melanesia. The Hatuibwari often appears in a sacred grove. Anyone who does not treat the grove with proper reverence and respect is stricken with illness and terrible sores. Sacrifices of pigs are offered to Hatuibwari to appease him. Like Chinese and Japanese dragons, he must be treated with respect or he will grow angry. Hatuibwari causes rain to fall in order to quench his thirst. Babylonian, Chinese, Australian, and Aztec mythologies all contain stories of dragons as creators of life on Earth. In Melanesian mythology, darkness, forever, and the sea have always existed. Hatuibwari created animals, food, trees, and humans. He travels between our world and the sky. So he also seems to be immortal. If someone cut him to pieces and he came back to life. We will finish off with this one. Jawzahr. We'll say it's Jawzahr. I don't know how to pronounce this. I really don't. I'm sorry. Jawzahr. And that's him right there. And basically, that's the planet Earth, and that's him. So he basically has the power to swallow a planet. He's basically like the Death Star. Head. Jawzahr's huge horned head is able to live independently from his body. His eyes glint with perpetual malice. Oh, so he's evil. Okay. Jaws. Gaping jaws capable of devouring the sun or moon in one gulp. Produce a furious screech and can be heard across a continent. Wow. Claws. Used for grasping tree branches or stone outcroppings. Back when he lived on Earth, Jawzahr's claws now grip at the air in a blind rage as he flies through the night skies. Okay. Tail. Looks like it's got something on it. The spade-shaped tuft at the end of the tail indicates Jawzahr is a male. Female dragons lack this tuft. Okay. Wings. There's an external way to tell. Wings. Essential to carry him on his unceasing pursuit of the sun and moon. Jawzahr's wings contain a structure of lightweight but durable bone. A membrane of leathery skin stretched across it. The framework of bone, giving Jawzahr the best aerodynamics of any known dragon. Okay. Now, we already went over that he could basically swallow an entire planet. And that's kind of confirmation right there. In ancient Persia, eclipses occurred when Jawzahr, the comet dragon, swallowed the sun or moon. He menaces the two great luminaries, chasing them around the sky and devouring them at regular intervals. Jawzahr commands a legion of demons and is a crafty, curious dragon. He disguised himself as a god one day and drinks an immortality-giving potion meant only for the gods. The sun and moon, however, see everything, and they report Jawzahr's trickery to the gods. As punishment, Jawzahr's head is severed with one well-aimed throw of a discus, but Jawzahr is already immortal because of the potion he drank and cannot be killed. Enraged, Jawzahr ascends to the sky. The two immortal parts of him live on separate from each other. Jawzahr is angry at both the sun and the moon for revealing his deception to the gods. He forever chases the sun and moon, gobbling them down when he catches them. Anytime an eclipse occurs, it means that Jawzahr has caught up with and consumed the sun or the moon. As for his tail, it emits a shower of comets that stream across the night sky. That's kind of pretty, though. I mean, he can produce his own comets. Where in the world? A dragon from Islamic mythology. Jawzahr first made his appearance in legends from Persia, which is modern-day Iran. I basically walk. I don't usually run. Anyways. The astronomical location of the dragon's head and dragon's tail mark the points where solar and lunar eclipses may occur. Draco, a constellation in the northern hemisphere, gets its name from the Latin word for dragon. One of the brightest stars in Draco is in its tail and is named Thuban, which is the Arabic word for dragon. Another star in Draco is Rastaban, which means head of the dragon. About 5,000 years ago, Thuban was the pole star, Earth's North Star. The ancient Egyptians recognized Thuban as the North Star at the time they were constructing the Great Pyramid. Today, our North Star is Polaris. Many ancient cultures believe that comets were dragons streaking across the sky. And with that, we will be wrapping this up, and we will be talking about the Kraken. In the next one, the Kraken, Ladon, from Greek mythology, the Minotaur, and probably the Oni. And if we have time, then we'll talk about Ryujin, which sounds like one of those, like Ken or Ryu's Street Fighter 2 moves. But, Ryujin. That's a pretty blue dragon, though. Anyways, we have been reading from Mythical Monsters, Legendary Fearsome Creatures. If you like this content, make sure that you like and subscribe, and that you ring the bell so that you know when I upload. Also, I appreciate all the support, and all that information will be in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.